What's good, fam? Are traditional relationships a thing of the past? Stay
Mm,
with us as we are going to dive into the changing dynamics of relationships and whether or not tradition is actually fading.
mm, baby.
What's up, fam?
Top notch
Free,
lesser.
how you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing, Free?
Man, I'm good. Ready to get this free game. Good conversation. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too. Cause it's very close to my heart because I grew up in a very traditional and conservative family. So
Mm,
this topic is very interesting, very
mm.
interesting. If you are joining us, welcome to the Sweet Life Podcast, where we are trying to promote, inspire, encourage self growth. We are all things inspirational. And tonight we've got a special topic today that we both have experience on. And hopefully you'll take what we have experienced and what we've learned and put it into your own life. Tonight we are what are we gonna toast to tonight?
Ooh,
Um
ooh, ooh.
mm,
Changing traditions.
oh,
Mm.
okay. All right. Now, what are you sipping on tonight?
So I have some San Antonio red wine.
Okay.
Red wine traditionally kind of low in alcohol, but I
Mhm.
specifically looked for San Antonio because it's 14% and not the usual 11.
Ah,
And it
okay.
tastes good.
Okay. Tonight I'm just sipping on a little white wine. I'm trying from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
give y'all some feedback on that Trader Joe wine. It's okay, not too bad, but yeah. All right, so today we're gonna toast to remind me again. My mind.
Evolving evolving traditions. We got a guy in the chat.
Evolving traditions.
Got a guy in the chat
Cheers.
says toast to evolution and adaptation.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
And yes, y'all, we are refined. We do know we're drinking wine out of mugs. We do know that. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. And if you are sipping tonight, whether it be water, wine, maybe you need a little bit more, some of that whiskey, drop in the comments what you are sipping on tonight.
What you sipping
Also, where are you watching from? Now, Damon, are you watching from the car?
on? Is he in the tizzy?
Hey, we're all for it. We love, 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 love to interact with you guys. It's been a very interesting 2 weeks for me. Uh this week, my husband and I celebrated our 14th year
Oh
anniversary.
wow. Congratulations on
Yeah, very, very long time. Oh, Lord Jesus. I
that.
did not realize how long it was, but it's been 14 years.
Wow.
So,
So
yeah, that
okay,
was kind of
so
cool.
14 years.
Yeah.
Give me three things
Mm,
that you had to learn in order for it to work.
interesting. Choose your battles.
Mm,
Because, we as women, we want to argue about everything.
everything.
Um, wow. There is always room for growth. I may think that I'm like perfect in this relationship, but when I actually sit down and talk to him, I'm not.
Mm. Toast to accountability. Ooh. Mm,
So growth. And you know what? And that's why I love coming on and talking about this stuff, because I wish this stuff that I know now
you knew back then.
someone else told me prior to getting married, like preparing myself for this,
Mm.
because it would have been a whole lot easier had I known what I know now. Believe
Mm.
me, I may not have picked up on it right away, but baby, I would have saved myself a whole lot of heartache, a whole
Okay.
lot of heartache. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
But man, at the end of the day, congratulations.
thank you.
Lessons learned and lessons to be learned.
Yes, 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 yes. So happy about that. What you been doing the last 2 weeks? Free?
Catching up, trying to keep up, days
Yeah,
flying by,
they are.
work, kids, school is in full force. You know,
Thank you. Yes.
football season is in full force. And
Yes.
so for me, that's a little bit extra. Of course, I love the sport, love to watch it, love to go to some of the games, but I'm an entrepreneur on that side. So I do sports uniforms, and so it's been crazy the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
Yeah. 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 Good. Good for you.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of
Uh,
celebratory. Business is
okay.
growing.
Hey, I'll toast to that. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
We got to go on and get rolling, Lester, because
I know. Look.
in the comments, it's already going.
Okay. Hey, Angela, I need to be right where you are. Lemon water.
My
And she
girl Angel say she watching from Baytown.
E-Town. Come on. Hey, toast. Let's toast. I love to toast. I would toast like 3-4 times a day if I could.
Right.
Ah, Damon, what is Damon saying?
It's
If you
time to
break
roll.
the rules of tradition as defined by the Bible, does that mean you are blasphemous?
Mm.
People that call themselves devout Christians can't make this argument. Damon is already going in, and then we ain't even got to the topic.
All
Okay,
right.
Damon. Yeah, let me put a star by that. We're gonna have to come back to that one right there. Um, all right, Aaron. Aaron is out of Denton.
My guy Pep in the building. Glad you could make it, man.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. So before we get to our main topic, we always talk about some current events going on. And so a few of them I want us to talk about here.
Mm.
First of all, let's give a shout out to Beyonce. Her birthday was earlier this week, and she had a special birthday message, and I thought was really kind of cool.
It's full. My soul is full. I'm so thankful. I'm trying not to cry. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be on the stage. I'm thankful to look out and see your faces.
And so she goes on. I'm gonna see if I can scrub this real quick.
I'm thankful that we all have the ability to make lemonade out of our lemons. I'm thankful for Kelly Rowland. Michelle Williams. Latoya. Lucky. Latanya Robinson.
Now, see, I thought that was real big of her,
Yeah.
because I don't know if y'all familiar with the beef, but her and some of the original members had some beef, and so I thought that was just real big of B to go ahead and be thankful for her
Mm.
experiences with them, whether they were good or bad, and that just shows me how she has grown into a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was kind of cool, on her 44th. I think it was 44th.
42nd. Yeah.
45th
Oh,
birthday
man, really?
that she thought that was kind of cool. And she did it, that was in her show at LA.
Okay.
So she still has to make her way to the H. So let's see what she got to
Yeah,
give
it's gonna be stupid
H
when we get here.
town.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean
Um,
that is real big of her. That's real mature of her too,
yeah.
because it doesn't matter what they went through, the beef that they currently may have. None
Mhm.
of them would be who they are without each other. So at the end of the day, if it ended
Facts.
bad, I mean, hey, at least I can say thank you because we got to this point. So
Right.
that's what's up.
Right. And I think we as black women don't, I don't think we do enough accountability, and I don't think we do enough of celebrating each other. So
I agree.
hopefully that will inspire somebody else to celebrate. So big ups. And y'all, I don't know how I feel about this. It seems like everybody's putting everything on Instagram. So Krishan Rock
Thank you, Jesus.
has is pregnant by
Ready?
Blueface.
Deep breath, curl up, hold and push. 2, 3, 4,
Oh, thank you,
5,
Jesus. Bring this
6.
baby.
That's it, Krishan. Big
Thank
breath.
you.
She went on IG Live to have her baby.
Thank you, Jesus. Here you come, baby. Push, baby.
Mm.
I don't know.
You gotta do it for the gram. You gotta do it for the gram.
Get him out there. He out his head out.
Y'all,
She will never have more likes than this.
I mean, probably. But some things I think you just need to keep sacred. Like whatever happened to you keeping some things to yourself?
Privacy, modesty, all that don't get clicks.
I guess, yeah. We
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 used to
living in
say
different
we used to
times.
say back in the day they do stuff for and giggles. Now it's likes and giggles, clicks and
Well,
giggles. So anything for the gram.
hey, facts. Leland said, "Hey, I'm praying for that baby." Me too.
If we ever saw the blind leading the
Me too.
blind,
Ooh, ooh.
mm, tea time.
Mm. Ah. Yeah, but I wish them the best. I love children. I think they are a beautiful thing, and of course they are definitely a gift from God. I wish them both nothing but much success. But myself, yeah, I couldn't put all my business out there
Okay, so
on the
so in
ground like
that
that.
same vein, we got Damon. This is what they call it, non-traditional. So it's
Very
traditional
much
first,
so.
a thing, non-traditional. Then we got Angel. Hey, she watched it, right?
Okay.
It is a private experience, but her life is public. So she wants to share it with the public. And I get that. I think it just depends on the type of person that you are. But
Hmm.
I do understand that aspect too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just I think what ends up happening is if you get to the point where you share so much and then you decide that, oh, I don't want to share this with the public, whether that be bad or good, then the public gets upset with you because you didn't share it, because
Mm.
you've shared everything else with them, that they expect you to share everything with them. And I
But you
just
know
think
what?
there's a line that you just need to draw.
But you also know that privacy pays though. When most celebrities have their babies, they not seen 3 4 months
Mm.
until people pays them for an interview to have the first pictures and all that. So I mean, hey, it pays. But let's see what the publicity does. She gave it away for free.
Yeah. 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 Um, Now let's get back to the H. Ooh, this next topic.
Wee.
Got to sip a little
Mm,
bit on that one.
mm.
Uh, some of you may have already seen in social media, a young lady has gone viral here in Houston. She recorded herself shortly after she got hit by a brick. And the backstory, according to this young lady, was that she told a guy asked for her number and she told the guy no. And he got upset and hit her with a brick. So she went on social media and was very, very upset because she couldn't understand why he would hit her with a brick just for asking for the number. And then went on a huge
Tirade.
rant about the men that were in the area just watching and that they didn't do anything. I decided not to respond to any of it because again, I felt like there was more to the story, and that's usually what happens. And you always want to get the other person's side. There's two sides to every story. And so a lot of people immediately was, oh my gosh, I can't believe men would just stand around and watch this, and how much of a man are they to see this beautiful black queen, get trampled on just for asking for, for not giving out her number. So one of the young men that was there in the area while it was going on actually responded.
Mhm.
So let's get his side of the story because I know a lot of you have probably already seen her side, but let's get his side of the story.
Fair.
And you tell me what you think after you've heard from him.
One of the guys who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with a brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was...
Okay, what he's referring to right there is she's been seen on social media going up to white men, raising her voice, getting loud, and slapping them. So that's what he's referring to.
Actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention-seeker woman. She's trying to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be.
Now what do we do? So I'm an instructor, right?
Yes.
And I had 5 gentlemen in my class today. 4 of them were black. 1 of them was Hispanic, ranging from the ages of 20 up to 25. So I posed the question today. I said, did anybody see or hear about the brick situation? Everybody said yes. Went to the phones, went and found, the videos. And I said, what do y'all think about that? And it was quiet. And I said, okay, so she is upset because all the guys were standing around. Nobody helped her. I said, the way I grew up, at the bare minimum, somebody would have stepped in and said something.
Right.
On the maximum end of the spectrum, somebody would have stopped him from doing it. And then the students, all of them looked at me and said, Mr. Hughes, I don't know. Because if he crazy enough to hit her with a brick, he would shoot you for coming to her defense.
Wow. Yeah.
And I mean, we have to think about that. That's not a normal occurrence. That's men just don't walk around hitting women with bricks. That's not normal. They don't just walk around beating on them either. We have to understand what the circumstance was. We just found out from this young man that was standing around what the circumstance was. Did she deserve to get hit with the brick? No. Can she cry wolf now? No. Was he wrong? Absolutely. Was she wrong? Absolutely. So it's not a matter of nobody was around to help her out. Nobody thought about it being wrong. It was about, what did you do to bring this situation on? So the biggest thing that I see in this situation is we've got to stop with black, white, yellow. We got to stop with men, women. We have to just say people, because we're looking at a man hitting a woman, but it's a person hitting a person. So I went to Chat GPT, since we go to that for everything nowadays. I typed it in. I said, when is it okay to hit a woman? The response said, it is never okay to hit a person. So even the computer is not making a distinction between men and women, race, any of the other nonsense. It's people. And I like what Angel just said down here. It's not safe to get in folks' business because you don't know what you're walking into. After this video, I looked at some of the comments, and the guy said, I was in this situation. They talked about Idris Elba. And we know the people, love Idris Elba. We know, everybody know who Idris Elba is. I think they said a year ago, he was out at the club. He saw an altercation happening. He stepped in between the man and the woman. It got pretty ugly. And that woman left with that same man he was trying to defend her from. So who gets hurt there? Is it the woman for continuing to go on with that situation? Or is it the man that is now going to say, I tried to do the right thing. I got stepped on. I'll never do it again. So, we can't rush the judgment.
Agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that. My concern, with this video is that he made the comment that if it happened again, he would sit there and watch again. We haven't learned anything from this. Like, despite who she is, despite that she likes to cause ruckus, according to the gentleman, my whole thing is we don't do nothing. We don't call the police. We don't say, hey man, try to calm him down. Hey, from a distance. Hey man, why don't you just walk away, man? Just walk away. Come on, she's doing this on purpose. Let's just walk away. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that nothing was done is my issue. And one of the experience, and I agree, the stuff that goes on these days, you just can't jump in like you used to. Like, me and my husband were going down 288 one day, and there was a black couple, and they were out on the side of the road, and he was just wailing on her. And my husband immediately pulled over and was trying to get ready to pull her off of him. Pull him off of her. And I said, no, because I don't know if he's strapped. I don't know what he's got. I said, what we're going to do is we're about to call the cops. We're at mile marker X, Y, and Z on 288. Come get him. And I took pictures so that should the cops come, we would have evidence, whatever, to provide. But I was not about to put my husband's life in danger. But at the same time, I did something. And that is my whole thing, is that nobody did. From what we know, again, we don't know everything. From what we know, it appears that nobody did anything. And maybe they were upset with her because of the way she behaves and felt like
Mhm.
maybe she deserved that.
Maybe you'll
I
learn your
don't
lesson now.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're like, "Oh, that's what she gets cuz she's
Mm,
always doing something."
mm.
But regardless, I think nobody deserves that.
Yeah, absolutely.
However she may behave, physical abuse is not the answer. It's
So,
not.
I also got a different perspective as well, because now you ask, what roles do the men play that were standing around?
Mm,
Right? Are they all single? Are they all fathers? Do they have sisters, nieces? At a minimum, they got a mom.
right.
So I don't care what it was that went on that she did. It's not okay to put her in, let her be in harm's way, like physically, without at least attempting to do something.
Something.
And I like what Angel says here. In short, you can call for help, but if he was crazy enough to do this in front of people watching, he would beat you down for speaking on his business. And I'm most proud to hear that come from a woman, because most times men have the idea that women, they don't care how dangerous the situation is.
Mm.
You supposed to get in there. So I mean, hey, I wouldn't stand for it. I would at least say something, but at the end of the day, she's got to conduct herself in a better way. And there's also a video of her just before that incident saying how, women are the providers, the protectors, and like doing all the masculine stuff.
Yeah.
And then this happens. I don't know what to tell you.
To come. I believe a couple people reached out to her, paid for her hospital bill. So I hope much love. I wish nothing but the best for her. I hope that she has learned something from this, as well as the gentleman that hit her with the brake. Again, there's always something that can be learned from each situation, and I I just I just wish the best for everybody. Like to me, it was unnecessary.
Looking at these
Unnecessary.
comments, we ain't gonna even get to the topic, because that's them non-traditional men. A man traditionally would have stepped in, would have said so. Non-traditional. Now, I will say this one right here. I don't know if y'all saw my mouth open a little bit, but again, because it came from a female, it kind of floored me. I do believe that women now aren't raised like I was raised, which is 100% true, right?
Okay.
I followed instruction of the men in my life. Number two, they might not have them these days.
Agree.
And she followed the instruction of men in her life on how to protect herself, and it stands now. This last part I'm gonna put on the shirt. Women now are too masculine and mouthy. I don't say that in a male chauvinist way, in a sexist way, but there is a thing as talking too much in certain circumstances. If you are in danger and you know you cannot defend yourself, you're gonna keep talking. It
And
doesn't
that's
make
one
sense.
of the lessons that I hope she learned, is that you can't step up to a man like you would a female. And that, again, some battles are just not worth it.
So let me ask you this, because you just said you can't step to a man like you would step to a woman. She didn't know who she was talking to. She could have been stepping up to a woman that looked like a man these days.
That's very true. From what others are reporting, that she is a huge
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ plus advocator. So I don't know. I
Mm.
don't know.
What if he identifies as a woman? It might not be a man hitting a woman.
Very true. You
See,
you just got to be careful these days.
I will say that over here too in the comments as talking with emotions.
Ugh.
She probably was out there yelling, screaming. By the way that she was saying, nobody helped her. We could tell she was, a loud, boisterous person.
Again, like I said, some battles are not worth fighting. Sometimes you just got to walk away.
Yeah,
And because I'm a believer, hey, let God handle that. Ah,
Absolutely. God did.
hey, like I tell my children, breathe in and breathe out and walk away. If you got an issue with what I said, breathe in, breathe out, walk away.
Go to your corner.
Because you don't want this. But I
All right,
digress.
Miss Lester, we better start because they gonna kill us.
Yeah. Okay. The topic tonight, baby. So I did a poll.
Oh,
I
okay.
did a poll on if you entered on YouTube. I did a poll on YouTube as well as Facebook. Now I haven't checked the results. I said Facebook, Instagram. I haven't checked the results on Instagram, so I'm about to check them right now. But I posed the question: Are traditional relationships dead? Like, are they no longer? 67% said no. 33% said yes. Now,
Okay.
this is on Instagram. If you haven't had the opportunity, go hit me up on Instagram, Texas Brown Sugar without the O in brown, and respond to the poll. Let me know, are traditional relationships a thing of the past? But that surprises me.
I don't think it's surprising to me.
No.
I think people have hope for traditional relationships.
Okay.
And then we have to define traditional relationship. So
Yes.
if you saw the post I made, on Instagram and Facebook just before, I'm like, okay, what is a traditional relationship? Is it you and me, you, me and her, you, me and him, they and them? Like what's traditional now? So first we've got to define that.
Yeah. And for those who are on YouTube, thank you for responding. But YouTube, the same results. 67% said no, and 33 said yes. I'm very shocked by this.
I think
Very shocked by this.
people know what traditional relationships are. They know how beneficial they are. They know how good they feel. And they're stuck in a space between wanting the traditional because that's what is quote unquote right, or that's all they know, but also wanting to be popular because that's what's broadcast now. So, I mean, the things that are going on now, they've been going on forever, but they were taboo then. Now it's just who I am now, and people have to accept it. Some things are forced on people. I was cool when it was, lesbians, gays, bisexuals. It's too many letters now. They ain't even using letters no more. They just put a plus on it. So what's traditional? Nothing is traditional.
So what? Okay, well let's define it for our audience, so that when we discuss traditional versus modern or contemporary, what is a traditional relationship for you? How do you define it?
Me, man, a woman in a relationship. That's what I would define it as. But I understand things change. So for me now, it's two people that love each other and they're together.
Okay, so you define a man and a woman as traditional. What role does the woman play, and what role does a man play in your definition of traditional?
Uh, in the definition of traditional, the man still has those same old responsibilities: protect, provide, discipline. Um, I mean, off the top of my head, I'll go with those three things. They're easy and they're simple. We
Okay.
still have those responsibilities, but on top of that, we have more now. That's traditionally. So
Traditional,
now
yeah.
the women still cook, clean, take care of the babies, but now the tradition is all of that is shared because we
So
have to
is that
understand
really tradition though? Or is
it's the
that
new
just
tradition.
what we have evolved
I
to
think that's
be?
what tradition has evolved into because women weren't working like that back in the day. So when
Right.
that changed, the tradition had to change. And that is my long-standing argument with the way that things are now. You still have women wanting to be in their traditional role, and even men, I'll say men in their traditional roles, but we have added so many things to the role that we're all clashing heads now. So tradition these days is a man and a woman sharing responsibilities to make their household function efficiently. So there are no quote unquote traditional roles. Because I grew up with my grandmother. My grandmother got out there and cut the yard. I learned how to cut the yard from my grandmother, and can't nobody beat me cutting the yard. Right? So it's not traditional. That wasn't the traditional way, but it worked. So we have new traditions now that we have to adapt to. So if we're saying our traditional relationships are things of the past based on what our old traditions were, yes,
Yeah.
they are. But if we say now what we've evolved into, no, because in this generation, everything's a go.
So, okay. We'll take I'll take that because then we're also going to talk about what are characteristics of a
Mm,
modern
mm,
contemporary relationship. So for me, when I speak about traditional, I speak traditional like back in the day. When I say traditional, I say the man and woman, the woman stays at home, manages the house,
mm,
manages the children, and the husband goes and works and provides and protects. So for
mm.
me, that is what tradition is.
Okay, okay.
So
I'm gonna ride with you on that one. I'm gonna ride with you on that.
how would you what would be the characteristics of a modern contemporary relationship?
To be
How would
honest
you
with you,
define that?
in my opinion, two people tolerating each other doing what they want to do. That is my
Tolerating. Okay.
because as a man, some of the things that are acceptable for women to do in relationships now that don't fly with me. Like that's not okay, and it wouldn't work for me, so I wouldn't be there. But
Mm,
people that stay, they tolerate it. They don't like it, but they deal with it because maybe the pros outweigh the cons or whatever it is. But I mean, people stay for whatever their reasons are.
yeah. Yeah. And
So,
so for me, modern and contemporary would be like the evolution of the family, evolution of the economy. Like now, you cannot rarely, because there are a few, rarely can you grow up in a household where only one parent is working.
mm,
In order to survive and make ends meet, you have to
mm,
have a two parent household income. And so for me, modern contemporary is the evolution of the family to where now the wife has to also assist in providing in addition to the other duties. And that contemporary characteristics for me also include where the gender roles of what we are used to are no longer. I think they're blurred. And two, I think a lot of the men are doing more in the household than they used to, or what a traditional man would do, because of the fact that you now have to have both parties working.
So with that being the case, check this out. Shared equals masculine women and feminine men.
I so agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people probably would disagree with that, but because we have evolved into where we are now having to be in the workplace, we're now forced to be masculine in the workplace in order to in order to to s- step up to the place in corporate America. And it's very hard for women, and I know definitely firsthand experience, it's hard to turn that off when you walk through that door of your home and become feminine
Right.
for your husband, and then as an example for your children.
I like that.
So
That's
I
good.
wholeheartedly agree that because society and corporate America kind of pushes you in a corner where you have to be masculine in order to survive and be successful in the workplace and in the world.
I like that. I like that. And we got to give a special shout out. Hey, Miss D.
Hi, Miss D.
Mama D in the building. But I
Yes.
want to get to this right here. So my boy
Okay.
Pep, he said, so we blaming World War One. Yes. Yes. Rosie the Rivet woman. Yes, we are blaming World War One. There were so many men going off to the war. They couldn't get bullets manufactured. Who went and made them? The women. That was the beginning of the feminist movement. That's when all of the women went to work. So that's when things changed. So yes, it's been a struggle all these years to try to define what's traditional nowadays.
Agree.
But got Rob Mack in the building. What's good, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
So now I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna draw my line in the sand.
Okay, come on.
That traditional relationships are a thing of the past. I don't really think people are as loyal as they used to be. I don't think people genuinely care about each other the way that they used to. I think that there is a perceived thought that there are so many options out there, and they are not. Because if we just break it down to Houston, 5 women to every 1 man. There's not a lot of choices out there for y'all to be saying, hey, on to the next one. No. 5 to 1? No.
Okay, so if y'all haven't already, I need y'all to hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button so you can get some more of this free game. Free is giving us the stats. I did not know that. In H-Town is 5 to every
5 women to every 1 man. You know, the last time I saw that, I was in college. And when I was in college, they finna go crazy in the chat. It was 16 to 1. It was 16 women to every 1 man.
Ooh,
so I've been in this microcosm for a long time. So what they're doing now, it's not new to me. We men have probably been saying it's not that many options out there, y'all. And we just talking about we ain't even introduced the stats for gay and locked up, and we haven't introduced any of that.
Yeah.
We're just talking about what's here now. So I think people have to really realize there are not as many options as you think that are out there. So learn to work through some problems, first of all.
I know. Leland said, I wouldn't say it's a thing of the past, more so. There's more options now, and you can choose someone who better suits your liking.
Mm. So even with that, I'm gonna say it's a thing of the past because guess what? If that man decides another man is more to his liking, that's where he's going. That ain't traditional. A woman gonna go to a woman, that ain't traditional. And what do they both say? Well, he understands me more if you're a man, or she understands me more if you're a woman. The tradition is it. I don't see it. We're evolving to whatever stuff.
And so also when you think, I think we not also need to think about this too. When we think about traditional, going back to why marriage was created. Marriage was not created to be in love, to romanticize. Marriage was created because they needed a way to figure out, I've got all this land, I got this house, I got these donkeys, I got this beautiful garden. Who am I going to give it to? And the best, what they came up with was marriage.
So
That
okay,
if should I die, my wife gets it and or my children.
okay. So now let me show you how fast tradition evolved. And Damon mentioned this early on with his start comment about going with the biblical sense, right?
Yeah, I need to address that one too.
So
Yes.
so Pastor Keon, go back and watch his Father's Day sermon, and he talked about this. What was the tradition when people got married way back when? The man walked down the aisle. The woman was already up there. So the tradition changed very fast. Nobody knows that. I didn't know that until he said that, and I went and looked it up. I didn't know that. So we can't just say what tradition is. We can say what we would like tradition to be, and what we would like it to be. That's a thing of the past. Absolutely. So, I mean, whose culture are we going by? Their tradition. I mean, there's so much to unpack here, but to simply answer it, no.
Okay, so you, to sum it up, you are indicating that traditional, and your definition of traditional, is a thing of the past.
Dead. So check this out, right? I got a couple questions, right?
Okay.
It says, can you define what we mean by traditional relationships in today's context? First of all, a man and a woman, dead. That the first tradition is out the window.
Yeah.
Monogamy, dead. Polyamory is blown up. It's the thing now. Traditional roles in between men and women. Women don't believe in them. Men don't believe in them. Dead. So everything that a man and a woman getting together, having a baby in their family.
Yeah.
Well, two people of the same sex and get together and adopt a baby. Traditional ways of doing things, dead. But I tell you what women do like. That traditional door open. That traditional car door open. That traditional pull out the seat, push it back in.
Well, I don't know about that, because there's some young women out here who do not agree with you opening the door because they feel like, hey, I can open the door myself. I don't need you to open the door for me.
And 10 times out of 9, they grew up in a non-traditional home where no man had them to understand that. My daughter is 11. I told her, you stand outside the car door if I don't open your door. So by the time she gets up, it's gonna be commonplace. You better open her door.
So let me ask you this, because like you said, there's a whole lot to unpack here. What core values of a traditional relationship do you want to see in your relationship?
Mm. Alexis had the best answer for this, and I'm gonna explain it. Tradition is what you see growing up.
Very good. I
That
like that.
that's amazing.
I
I
like
never thought
that.
about it like that, and I think that's the best answer.
I
So for
like that.
me, the core values that I saw growing up, um, women are strong and independent just innately. So that's a core value for me. I
Hmm.
need to know that for every little thing, you don't need me. But in the event that you do, you know it's okay to contact me, to let me know, hey, I need some help with this. That's okay. Another tradition, just want you to be soft. We just want you to be a woman. I looked over here in the comments and Miss D, like if y'all know the history between me and Miss D, I used to work with Miss D, and
Yeah.
we worked in a very male-dominated industry. And she said I
Hmm.
had to be a strong woman in the workplace, but my
Yeah.
husband, being the man that he was, knew that my demeanor had changed. But we stayed traditional. He was my man, and when she got home, cut the switch off. She was his soft woman, right? So though men, we still expect those traditional things. Being soft is knowing how to talk to us. Being soft is knowing how to just lay next to us and rub our back, rub our heads, knowing how to make us feel special. Do I demand you to fix my plate and have it ready every time I want it? No, but it is an amazing feeling when I do get it. So those things that make women soft are those core values. And I see so many women nowadays doing,
Yeah.
you know, talks about being a soft woman versus a hard woman.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you, I saw the most ratchet thing the other day, but they was talking about being a soft woman. She said, I'm gonna tell you why I got my man. I cook, I clean, I and I shut up. That's the entire basis of the song. Now, does that sound harsh? Harsh, absolutely. We're not gonna come at you and say that, women. But when you boil it down to the bare bones, that's it. It just has to be presented in the right way.
Now, I'm sorry because I got giddy about what you had said, but before I respond to what you said, I want to give a big shout out to Lenny. She's saying traditional ways aren't dead. They just haven't been
Mm,
consistently taught.
because the consistent teacher is not in the home anymore. The tradition is broken. Tradition is a chain. Is what you saw when you grow up. I love that definition. If I saw my mom and my dad growing up and all of the things that made their marriage work or whatnot, that's what I'm expecting when I go out into the world. If I saw my mom just raising me and it was hard for her and this and that, I'm going to go into the world with a different perspective. Even though we may know what's right, we don't always do it. So the tradition has to come from knowing what's right, consistently seeing what's right,
Mhm.
and understanding why things work the way that they work.
So I'm gonna go back to what you said because I got giddy off of what you said when you were like, yeah, you know you want X, Y, and Z, and then you want her to come home and be feminine. And so that was my whole issue initially in my marriage
Mm,
because I felt like and actually when I think about it, neither did I know or understand what we wanted from me. And so you understand that we can't live a decent lifestyle without being in the workplace. But then you want me to come home and do the traditional things. And because I am out in the workplace, and again, I had a hard time realizing this myself. I can't come home and do the same things that my grandma did. My grandma has never
Mm.
worked. My grandma volunteered, but she has never worked in her life. And so growing up seeing her do what she did, I tried to replicate that in my life. And I was overwhelmed.
Mhm.
I couldn't do it. And it taught me a huge lesson that I
Mm.
had to sit down with him and be like, "Look, baby, I know this is what you want, but because I am working, this is not what you gonna get. The weekends, I'm not cooking. Sorry, boo. I need a
Mm.
break. I can't go home and do work 9 to 5 and then turn around and come home and do everything that you expected me to do as if I wasn't working."
Mhm.
And so I had to define what
What your
my
relationship
role
was.
was as a working wife
Absolutely.
and mother. Now, big ups to my husband because for 2 years I had the opportunity to be a straight up housewife. I loved it. I know a lot of folks will probably be like, what?" Yes, I loved it because I identified that that is what God brought me on this earth for, to be a wife and to be a mother. And because I
Mm.
understood my purpose, I enjoyed being at home. I enjoyed when my husband walked through that door and he smelt that there was some cooking going on in that kitchen and he was like, "Ooh, baby, you did that." Like that brought me joy. For others, I know that may not be the case, but because I knew that that was my purpose,
Mm. Mhm.
that brought me joy. That
Mm.
brought me a lot of joy. And so I just thought it was funny because you said that. And I think that's what a lot of people need to work on and realize is that you need to define your role in
Mm.
that relationship
Mm.
because that's the only way it's going to survive. Fortunately, we have established somewhat of what I guess I would call like a hybrid
Mm. Okay.
type of
Right.
relationship where we take some core values of traditional and some core values of modern and we just mesh it together because I understand and I realize that him
Mm.
as a man and me as a woman, we have certain roles that God has defined.
Mm.
And
Okay.
so looking at Damon's feedback, if you break the rules of tradition as defined by the Bible, does that mean you are blasphemous? People that call themselves devout Christians
Mm.
can't make this argument. So my question to Damon is what is clearly defined in the Bible
Mm.
as a wife and as a man?
Mm.
And are we talking about women and women, men and men?
Mm.
But if we are talking about, a woman being the Proverbs 31, that's a whole nother topic that I could definitely do a another video on. But that, it just isn't realistic. But it is what we are to strive to because that person the person Proverbs 31 woman is actually a lot of scholars will argue she wasn't a real person, that she
Mm.
actually was like what we need to strive for.
Mm.
But I we could definitely unpack that
Okay.
much later.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so sorry,
You
I
must be
went on
seeing these
attention because
comments too.
again, this topic is so near and dear to me. Like I'm giddy. I'm hyped about this topic because
So
I
check
can
my
speak
check my
on it.
guy out. Check my guy out. Rob Mack, the jeweler. Yes, single mothers have raised boys who are stuck in boy roles, thinking that they were men because they act grown. You the man of the house. Not realizing they acting like a grown woman, not acting like men. So if we go to traditional relationships, a thing of the past, that's not a traditional upbringing, right? So
Right.
then Miss D comes right behind that pause and says the parents are getting younger and they don't have the time to teach a girl how to be a young lady
Mm.
and a boy to be a real man. Again, non-traditional. So Big Mama raising the baby and the baby. So the tradition is jacked up from the start nowadays. But then
And
I
so
go,
let me put a challenge out to Mama
mm,
D, because this is what I am really working on, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best platform, the way to do this is that because we know that these women are not accustomed to tradition and that is not what they see. I think we need, as the older generation, to do a better job
mhm.
at teaching and promoting and sharing the wisdom and knowledge that we have with the next generation.
I agree because you know what? Shout out to my guy OG Smackwater, right? He says the issue with women nowadays is y'all don't check each other. Men, we really do check each other. We will now, bro. That's not gonna fly. That doesn't work. And then he posted a video of Sexy Red and whoever it was that was rapping with her, and they was saying some of the most wild, outlandish stuff. And he cut it off and he came back. He said, "Now, women, they represent y'all. Y'all not gonna check this. This is what our young ladies are out here saying. This is what they think. This is how they feel. This is how they're moving. Y'all not gonna check them." So the tradition is broke again. Because when I was growing up, if I went outside and anything was inappropriate, anything was wrong, the whole neighborhood would check somebody. So traditions is, we can't just say traditional relationships, because traditional relationships are built on traditions that start before you have a relationship. Again, Alexis said it's what you see growing up. So that's where the traditions start for you. The girls with the Barbies, they're playing with Barbie, they're playing with Ken. What do we give them? Wedding gowns, we give them a house. So we're building in that tradition. So I mean, it's just
So okay, let me play devil's advocate on that one, because I wholeheartedly believe that the disconnect with at least the black community is that we don't go out and learn.
mm,
I think God has given us a sound mind, and that we know right from wrong.
absolutely.
And that if we don't know, he has given us knowledge and hopefully wisdom for you to go out and learn. And so, like how I said that I constantly am growing in my relationship, trying to better myself, understanding that I can only be the best wife and mother without, unless I learn. Like, I think as a community, we need to do a better job of going out and learning, and not
Mm,
learning off of TikTok,
mm.
because I shouldn't say all, but there are
32
some people
shorts.
out there on social media who are telling you the wrong thing. Go read. Go read your
Absolutely.
Bible. Or go read
Anything.
from
You ain't got to read the Bible. Read
profession.
something. Read the newspaper. Read anything. Read
But that's
something.
the only way we are going to grow and learn how to be a traditional wife or
I got one even
traditional
better for you,
husband.
Nestor. I got one even better for you. You ain't got to read no more. Listen. Hold on. I'm about to pull up my audio
Uh-oh.
library. Hold on, y'all.
Y'all,
You
he done
don't
pulled
have
out the
to.
audio library. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, why you
Yeah.
doing that? Alexis said, I'm a true friend. I check my friends with in a respectful way. Alexis, I love you for that. Keep that up, please.
You don't have to read nowadays. Is you can listen. I mean, there are books. I've got one book that says "What Makes Love Last." You can read
Mm.
about anything. I've got The Art of War. I've got Evolve Your Brain. I've got a lot of autobiographies. Anything that you want to know about, you can find out about it. This is not a phone. It's a little computer. Anything that you want to know, you can. I didn't know is no longer an excuse. Because if you can't type in the internet, you can type in the chat GPT. If you can't do any of that, you can ask the person.
I mean, think about it. We we go to school and we learn how to be an engineer, how to be a business manager, how to be a supervisor, how to be a gardener, how to be a photographer. But we don't go and learn how to be a wife. We don't go and learn how to be a husband. We don't go and learn how to be a parent.
Very important. Hey, well, one thing that the Bible says that I stick with, and you can follow along if you like. I don't care what you do, what you read, what you find, what you hear. In all of your getting, get one thing: understanding. Now we want to talk about the Bible. There it is right there. In all of your getting, get understanding. Because if you get information and you don't understand, it's useless.
I agree.
Free game.
Free game. I we have hit so much on this topic, and there's so much more to unpack. It's like 8:07. We might have to do a part 2 on this one.
I'm ready. Looking at these comments, we have to. And I got to give a shout out to, you said it was Miss Lenny?
Yes.
Because she said something so profound. Being soft is having the characteristic of a lady, not a woman. There's a difference between being a lady, being a woman and a lady. Being a woman is what you are, but a lady is the characteristics of who you are. And you know what? I've never heard a better definition, and I'm gonna start
dropping
using
gems, baby.
Mic drop.
Hey. Again, if you haven't already, you like what you're hearing, you love this dialogue, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We are here every other week, giving you this love, this wisdom, this knowledge, and I love this dialogue, y'all. And the free game. Come on,
Absolutely.
free.
In the building all the time. Man, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that checked us out tonight. My friends and people in the comments. I thank y'all. Hey, going to bigger and better places. Let's keep it going.
Hey, we're about to have a fabulous week, y'all. If you are breathing, you have breath in your body, we should all be thankful. There's so much going on. What's that?
We got a comment.
Damon, baby. I will personally invite you, and if your wife wants to join as well.
Hey, Adriana, now you gotta come on now.
Call in. We will definitely do a call in next time. I love this dialogue. I love hearing from different perspectives, and I think that's a huge thing too within marriage, is that you need to keep an open mind. I think we are really quick to shut it off and be like, well, he can't tell me nothing. But it's amazing what you will learn and the perspective that you will gain if you just open your mind. You know what I mean? So Damon, be ready. Hopefully you're not in the car. But we will definitely invite any and everyone up onto the stage. All you need is a phone with a camera, or if you're at home with your camera, we would love to have you come and join and provide your feedback. We would love that. We're gonna do that next time. So Damon, be ready, baby.
I'm looking forward to that. We gonna be talking about relationship, and we got a live one right there. I'm ready for it. Man, shout out to All the Things to Learn. Great convo. Shout out again to Angel. Thank you for joining us, man. Good stuff. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna be
Love
looking
it.
for you next time too.
Yes, yes. Much love. We gonna see y'all in another 2 weeks, and we're excited about this platform. We love you guys. Continue to be the best you, and keep open minds and learn. Learn. All right. We'll see y'all next time.